Welcome back. We move our attention to the Dominican Republic, where rescue workers continue to dig through rubble from a popular nightclub in the hope of finding survivors. But that is fading. The roof of the Jet Set Club in Santo Domingo collapsed Tuesday, killing nearly 200 people. CBS News correspondent Cristian Benavides is following all the developments from the site where these efforts continue. I see them right behind you. Cristian, set the scene for us today on what's happening and how relatives are searching and asking for answers.
Errol, it's been absolutely agonizing for these family members that have just been waiting for so long to hear about their loved ones. I want to show you what's happening right now. At this point, officials have officially declared this a recovery mission, and this is allowing crews here to move quicker as they search through the rubble. In fact, they've been able to pull a number of bodies out of the rubble much quicker than they were able to do so yesterday, because back then it was still a search and rescue effort. We spoke to one family, in fact, who told us that they had been looking for their loved one. They had been waiting here since the moment of the collapse. You can only imagine. They hadn't slept. They had been sort of camping out here. And this morning they got word that they recovered the bodies of their loved ones. I want to give you a sense of what's happening at this point. You'll recall that yesterday this was packed with families. All of those families have now moved to the local morgue. That's where the bodies that are being taken from the site are being transferred to, and that's where people can go there and identify the bodies of their loved ones. At this point, officials don't believe there is anyone alive within the site. In fact, even yesterday, as they were pulling out bodies, they realized that there was all of the bodies that had been pulled, no one was alive. We spoke to a number of people here who had even questioned whether the end of a search and rescue mission too soon, whether that would be the right move by authorities. In fact, just yesterday, you had search and rescue teams from Mexico and from Israel that had just arrived on scene when folks started to hear that this perhaps was going to be a recovery mission now. You can see this street that is now empty was packed with family members. This is the entrance of the Jet Set nightclub. And at this point, what we're seeing is just that crews are moving quicker and quicker in order to be able to find people and get those bodies to the morgue so that family members can, at this point, identify the bodies of their loved ones. There are still a few rescue vehicles that are out here, a few ambulances. Those are actually mostly for family members that are showing up, and obviously they are grieving. And a lot of times, unfortunately, they're the ones being taken to the hospital. There's been, since yesterday, there have been no actual victims of the collapse. It's just been folks that have been needing medical attention because they are feeling anxious, and obviously they're grieving through a horrible, horrible thing. But these are the ambulances that are here, just sort of on standby. Errol?
So eerie and ominous. So many people there suffer from what appears to be one of the worst disasters of this kind in the Dominican Republic's history. Cristian, thank you so much. We appreciate your reporting.